you need to be wary of liars. The only and the best way to spot a liar is to catch them in the lie. The best way to do this is to test them by remembering certain things they say and adding the story up. If it's slightly deviated, that might just be because their memory recall is not the best, but if it's completely different, like numbers changing the whole time, let's say someone talks about they bought $1,000 pair of shoes, and the next time they see you, it's $800. Then it's $1,200. It's, in my opinion, the best way to spot certain liars, and you need to be wary of these people because they will turn on you the moment that you stop being friendly with them, and especially if you call them out on the lie. Next thing to watch out for is certain types of women. If their emotions are so unstable and they're so neurotic that one day you're the best person and the next day you're a liar, a cheater, you never tell the truth, they hate you, this and that, they don't want to talk to you, I would say be wary of these people. Sometimes they can be really fun to talk to because they're, not oftentimes, but rarely, they are fairly clever and fun to talk to, but it's just not good for your own sanity because the constant ups and downs, if you're more of a level-headed person, will mess you up in the long run. Those are just a few recent archetypes that I've came in contact with, and I would say it's a really good learning experience. If your intention is to learn from them, to see what to avoid and what aspects you need to look for in a person, I say go for it. Otherwise, if you yourself aren't mentally stable enough to handle the ups and downs, do not try and go for it. The best way to get over your social anxiety is to learn how other people think and how other people work. The best ways to do it is to test them. You test people by saying certain outlandish things. Like if you maybe have a very controversial opinion on something, you say it to them as soon as possible so you can get a good grasp of how they think and how they will react to your statements. If the reaction is neutral, they're oftentimes a fairly good person. Not always, it's just a start. It's just a way to weed out certain types. If they react negatively to it, it's not really worth talking to them unless they react in a way that they almost try to debate you a bit. They try to push back, but they don't hate you for it. Like, if it's not purely emotional, that's good. That's not something to avoid, really, because you can learn a lot from them, and, it's good to have different perspectives on things. If they act positively to it, there are a few different types of people who react positively to it. You get the people who are faking it, and they don't really agree with you, but they agree because they either like you or they don't want to be disliked. You need to watch out for those people, but they're fairly easy to spot later on. The other type is the one that is likely fairly similar to you in the regard, but even then, they can be different in many ways, and you need to still find something that they disagree with you about, because that's how you can truly see someone's personality shine through. If someone disagrees with you on something and they get angry and livid and want to hurt you for it, those are not the type of people you want to be around with. So even if it's someone you get along with easily, still try to push them a bit towards certain topics so you can find out if it's really someone worth talking to. I'd say I do have a few friends in those lines. They might disagree on some topics, but they do not hate me for the disagreements. They like to challenge me, and I also like to be challenged because what if I'm wrong? You know what I mean? What if you're wrong? You need to be very open-minded in that sense. And I feel like this is a very rare archetype. I don't think you need to expect it from other people. I think you yourself need to become this type of person who isn't scared to be challenged, and you don't react emotionally to being challenged or disagreements or whatever it may be. Because you attract the same type of person. So instead of blaming others for struggling, you need to put all the blame on yourself and improve yourself. Now, finding the right approach is difficult. There is no cookie cutter method. I think you should try every possible thing and learn from the mistakes. You should expect to make mistakes. The goal is not to get everything perfect. The goal is literally to make mistakes when talking to people so you can learn from them. I am autistic. I was diagnosed with autism, and sometimes it's difficult for me to get a grasp on certain social norms and rules because some people react positively to some things and some people react negatively. Even in the usual sense, there's no cookie cutter method. So unfortunately, you get a lot of fake people and people who want to appear a certain way, a mask of some sorts. You could say I might be similar in that sense because I'm wearing a literal mask, but this is a more figurative mask. And those people are never nice to be with.